I figured that, I couldn't do it on my own, so I wanted to get rid of him. I'm sorry. It gets me emotional when I start talking about it. So Robyn, of course he's here and he's a miracle baby. When I first found out that I was pregnant with Robyn, I was pretty excited. I was happy. I didn't have much like confusion about what I wanted to do. Down the line though, just like when I was like a couple of weeks pregnant, I started having like doubts that I would be able to do it because I started having issues with the dad and my mom and my sister who I was living with at the time. So that came into play and I felt like I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. So that's when I started having doubts, and that's when I figured that, I couldn't do it on my own, so I wanted to get rid of him. I'm sorry. It gets me emotional when I start talking about it. I was having issues with the place that I was living at, which was my sister's home. Me and her had gotten into a really bad argument, and she basically ended up telling me that I had to leave. So my mom had just got into a really bad car accident, and we were like staying with her. So I think she was just like pretty much overwhelmed because my mom had a hospital bed literally in the middle of her living room. And even though I was there, I worked from home, so I was there a lot. And she basically was just feeling like overwhelmed, and I guess she just felt like she needed her space back. So I was explaining to Ali that I didn't have anywhere to go. That was another reason why I was thinking about the abortion, because I didn't have a place to go myself. So how would I bring a baby into the world? I was also having some issues at work, because I just felt like I was overwhelmed with work and trying to be a mom at the same time. I was so down, and I started having like negative thoughts towards Robyn because I didn't have a relationship with his dad, and I feel like I was doing it on my own. I was on this app. It was an app that helped me keep track of my pregnancy, and I was up until like I think like 16 weeks. I was very late into my pregnancy. I was 16 weeks, and I confided in them, and I got back a lot of bad feedback. People were like judging me a lot, and this one girl, she sent me the link to let me live. And I was like, wow, I don't usually involve myself in those type of organizations because some of them I feel like they're in for it for like some type of acknowledgement, or they don't really care. So I decided though to give Ali a call back. She had called me within like 2 days because I had an abortion already in place, and she called me back in like 2 days, and she just was like, let me hear your story. And I'm just like, oh, like I was just like kind of just like whatever, like she's not going to want to hear my story, or she's not going to listen or be non-judgmental. So I ended up telling her my story because I needed to get it out of my system. And she was very non-judgmental. Like I couldn't believe how easy it was to talk to her and explain everything. So when I talked to Ali, she gave me some like some references. She gave me like some information about this place called Amnion. And when I talked to Amnion, they got me set up with an ultrasound. And when I went and got the ultrasound, Robyn was there. He was there, and I was just like, how could I ever think about losing him? And I just was like, I changed my mind within like a couple of days because they gave me the option to like come in and take a look at him and to be inside of a program where they help me step by step figuring things out. They offered me support. They offered me a counselor. They offered me supplies and things for Robyn that I would need eventually. They gave me stuff for myself as well. I got connected with a group of sisters who also gave me so much support and so much. They even gave me a baby shower. Me and Ali talked every week. I think it was every week or at least every 2 weeks. And, I would tell her about everything that was going on in my life and how things were coming along. things started getting better for me after a while. I was explaining to Ali that I didn't have anywhere to go. Um, that was another reason why I was thinking about the abortion, because I didn't have a place to go myself. So how would I bring a baby into the world and not have anywhere to be settled down at? So you guys were awesome. You guys actually helped me to get, I had to find my own place, which I did, and you guys literally helped me by providing me with the funds to actually be able to move into my place. And I had a couple of dollars saved up, so I was able to get like a bed and some furniture and a TV and a TV so that I could just be settled in. And by that time I was like May, June, July, probably like 7 months pregnant at that time. So another issue, yeah, another issue was trying to get help with actually moving everything. So you guys also helped me with that. Yeah, you guys helped me with that as well. You found me some movers and helped me with the funds to actually pay the movers. So that was like really awesome. Talking to people and talking to my mom and my sister again, having them back in my life was a good situation. My mom is the one who keeps him every day for me while I work. So like I said, our relationship is getting stronger. So she keeps him for me every day that I work. She keeps him from the time that I start, like the time that I have to leave to get home, from the time that I'm working, then the time that I have to travel back to her house to get him. And me and my sister, we're back on good terms as well. So I feel like having that space with each other, being able to say, okay, I'm going to go home instead of going upstairs into my room. I'm going to go home and have some time for us to think and be separated, and come back and say, okay, that argument was stupid, let's get over it, let's apologize, and let's just move on with our lives. Robyn is 1 year old, and he is the light of my life. Like, I can't explain how well my life has turned around because of Robyn. He's a little bit delayed more than other kids. He has to be on a feeding tube. He's on a feeding tube, and he had some issues with, I forget what it's called, but he had to get his adenoids removed. So he's not talking yet, but he talks a little bit, but he's not walking yet. It took him a long time to start crawling. And he is just, he's still a smart baby, but he just was a little bit more delayed than other kids. And I still get emotional because I really feel like my life wouldn't be as good as it is right now if I hadn't went through with that abortion. And I really feel like I'm so glad that Ali came into my life and that you guys came into my life, because it made a big difference, and it's still making a big difference because I still text Ali pictures of Robyn. I still let her know what's going on and keep her updated with him, and she's just like so in love with him. I want him to make sure that he knows that he is loved by me and my family, no matter what we go through as a whole, that he still has that support system no matter what, because they love him to death. They're not ever going to turn their back on him. I love him to death. He's definitely somebody who came into my life and made me a better person. There are resources out there, and even if it's not you guys, there are other resources out there that will help a mom in need. And that, having a baby is not, it's definitely a life-changing situation, but it doesn't have to be a negative one. It can definitely impact you in a positive way, and it can just change your life for the better, and you can grow as a mom. You're going to definitely need some help and a support system, but if you don't have that, I'm telling you, the love of your child is so amazing that it literally will uplift you and make you do things that you never thought you could do.